So ideation. Okay, so some of you would have heard this for the first time, or some people are used to ideation, some people would have done also. I'm just here to share about mindset. What kind of mindset is needed for a person to do ideation, and is there any method that can be used to perform better ideation? Okay, so as they already introduced me, so my name is Ravi Shankar Muniyasamy. So I'm going to walk you through um, my thoughts. And as Abdul Kalam always start with a quote, so I'm starting with his quote. So he always says, all birds find shelter during a rain, but eagle avoids by flying above the clouds. Okay, because problems are common. If we see, when any rain comes, all the birds face the same problem, but the attitude makes a difference. So here I want to just highlight one thing. So eagle thinking first to fly above the clouds. So the thought process has to come. So that is nothing but the attitude. Okay. And second thing, he refers the ability. It's not just only the attitude that I want to make a difference, right? Preparing ourselves, upskilling ourselves, training ourselves, right? Increasing our skill set. So that is what I always like about this quote during all these kind of ideation workshop and training programs. So just focus on attitude and ability. Okay. So I hope people, you guys can see this, and can you type what exactly this picture represent on the chat? Just look at what you see, the blocks or whatever that you see in the image. Can you guys let me know? Let me see if anyone. Okay, so I see on chat. Okay, okay. So
Students, I want you people to be interactive. Kindly.
yeah, so you can either unmute or you guys can put it in the chat. Just want to make it. No, you don't need to think whether it is right or wrong. Okay, so if no one answers, I will just say, so the first one is also think. Okay, so first one is also think. So it is written in with the white font. Okay, so for ideation, you have to think unconventional, right? Both the things, if you see, you have to think really in an unconventional manner, right? That is what is all about the mindset. So let me start with the presentation. So human brain, right? So many people might have a question, or you might think that, okay, I'm good with remembering things, studying subjects, everything, but I'm not a creative person. So this is what many people have doubts in mind, right? Self doubt. But believe me, every person is creative. Every person has both critical thinking and creative thinking. Critical thinking is all about understanding the rules, current practices, how things work today, as of today, right? And what about the safety mechanism, security, everything about today. But creative thinking doesn't have any boundary, right? So it is about future. It is about something which does not exist today, right? It may be related to arts. It may be related to any creative. So many things are there today, right? Taking a short film or doing these kind of ideation, thinking about something which does not exist today, right? Without any limiting ourselves, without keeping any boundaries, right? Whether it is doable or not, whether it will work or not. So everyone will be able to think creatively, right? That belief first has to come in each one of you. For creative thinking, as I mentioned in the quote, attitude. What attitude is needed? The, obviously, the person needs to have the right mindset. Okay, each one of you needs to have the right mindset. I'm going to share, I'm going to talk about what all are the important attitude that you guys are creative thinkers generally keep, so that they are very confident, and they also do a lot of ideation, new ideas and new innovation they do, because they are having the attitude. Second is the ability, right? Attitude is the more of a mindset. Ability is developing the skills, required skills, so that we will be able to do it. Okay. So what is a skill? Skill is nothing but following the methods and techniques, right? So you guys are from EC department or IT department, computer science department. For every technical skills, right? When you learn technical skills, what we do? We learn about syntax. We learn about the methods that are available, or the tables, or the inheritance, the kind of concept. So all these things are nothing but the methods and techniques, right? So when you learn about methods and technique, you acquire knowledge, you acquire the skill, right? So obviously you will be an able person to perform the task. So we are going to look into both attitude and ability, but ability we are going to see only the methods because of the time constraint. I'm going to only share methods, what all methods are available, using which you can fine tune and enhance your ideation. So if you guys have any question, feel free to ask me now, or I will give you some time after few slides. I don't have too many slides. Attitude. First attitude is we need to have the curiosity mindset, right? So we need to be curious, literally, right? So curious means what? We need to ask questioning. We need to start asking questions for everything, right? We need to know the reason why certain things works. No assumptions, right? Without having any assumptions, you need to start questioning, or you need to ask, find the reason. Maybe so many internets, materials are there through YouTube's or Wikipedia. There are so many research articles and informations are available, right? First ask curiosity. Have the curiosity, ask basic questions, right? Because knowledge does not require a reason, right? Knowledge does not require a reason to learn. You don't need to have a reason to learn. Okay, that mindset you need to have. So I think one creative person, this is how you will respond. If somebody says, "Why do you want to know that?" the person will say, "Because I don't know the answer. That's why I want to do it." Right? He will confidently say, "I don't know." Why do you want to do? Why do you want to know? I don't know the answer. Right? It is all about to knowing the answer. To know the answer, no, you do certain things. Similarly, if somebody is trying to do and he is failing again and again, and if somebody says, "Do you know what you are doing?" the person, curiosity person, will say that that's why I'm doing it. I don't know what I'm doing. That's why I'm doing, right? Because only by practicing, right, you will know. Only by questioning, you will know the answer. First and foremost thing is you guys needs to have the broad mindset and start asking questions, because you have still 3 4 more days to go, and make use of the time and start questioning, right? I think you there are 5 people in each team, right? So each person should not assume and think that okay, other person will take care. So if you have any question, you need to ask. You need to ask. The asking the question will bring more clarity, and to make it will make more successful of your no, idea. Second is you need a challenge, right? To break out those assumptions or limitations, often comes a new idea. New idea will come, new path will come, new solution will come only when you challenge, right? Because you guys are 5 people, and they wanted to have the diversity, the one girl. So, and also there are certain problem statements specifically for women and girl security related. So you need to ask. Sometimes no, the guys may not think from that perspective. If there are any assumptions, limitations, you guys needs to challenge why we are doing it this way. For example, only when people challenged, these kind of things are evolved. So for example, initially if you see 20 30 years back, only physical college was there. Only physical colleges were there, right? People have, if they have to get a graduate, they have to go physically to the college. Then somebody challenged, right? So if somebody is staying too far, if the commuting is difficult, or somebody is working, how can they get the undergraduate? So that's how the distance education came into the picture, right? Somebody challenged, or somebody faced the challenge, right? Similarly, the online education came because They don't need to travel. They don't need to. They want to really have the interaction online. No, at the same time, distance education doesn't provide interaction. Somebody thought, okay, why not having some interaction, right? With the technology also kind of no, evolved during the course of the time. So online education came into the picture. Anyone had any question? Okay. So the challenging. First is the curious mindset. Second is you guys need to challenge each other. Challenge your idea. If you guys are not challenging, somebody is going to challenge you when you are selected on that day, right? So it's better to challenge and try to find answer as much as possible, and suspend your judgment, right? So many people, the problem is we judge ourselves, we judge our solution straight away, we say it won't work, right? We have to ignore the negative responses. If somebody says it will never work, or it's not good idea, it's an idiotic idea, or that's not impossible, right? That's impossible. Somebody says these kind of things, especially ideation, because you are creating a future which nobody knows, right? So we have to suspend the judgment. So these are the few examples, right? When in fact one of the example, if you see, when erasers on pencil, the previously, pencil used to be a separate item and erasers used to be separate. So if you remember, no, maybe a few decades back, no, there is a pencil at the bottom, there is a eraser. So people started questioning, right? Why should we have eraser? If you have eraser, then it encourages carelessness. People did not accept. People did not. People thought it is not a great idea, right? Similarly, computer when it was introduced, or no, so if you see the aluminum cookware, no, no one, people thought it's not needed, right? So they will never use it. Who is going to use it? So these kind of questions will come. They are good question, but those questions should help you to explore further, not to stop your project altogether. And a lost mindset is that a problem can also be a solution. How many of you thought that one problem can also be a solution, right? We need to have that mindset. This problem, can it be a solution for another scenario? Right? For example, one scenario, if you interesting scenario, if you see, when the cyanoacrylate adhesives were introduced or found, it's nothing but the super glue. Nowadays, we get and super glue. At that time, people used to caution other people. You need to be very careful when you use super glue. If you don't, if you're not careful, then it might glue your fingers all together, right? Permanently, it might glue. It might no glue your fingers together. These are the warnings people used to give. That's a problem, right? But if you see, the solution is surgeons in Vietnam started to use super glue to glue the wounds together. Right? Instead of stitching, they started using these kind of super glues. So you see, that's a problem. Something is going to know kind of glue two body parts together, but the solution is in surgeon after completing the surgeon, right? So it's needed. So that's how, if you see, one problem can be a solution in another use case, another scenario. So the second scenario is the 3M. 3M, no, right? So many patents they have actually. 3M, no. When those chemists were experimenting with adhesives, one problem statement is accidentally they came up with one which was very weak. It was not sticking, right? People can immediately peel it off. It was not sticking. The adhesives were not strong enough. But the solution, now we use it as a post-it notes. If you see in front on the computer monitor or laptop or many places in office, people use post-it notes because they just use it for to-do list, right? Which is more of a temporary. They use it for 2-3 days till the task is completed. So that is where they used. So if you see, it was a problem. Initially, people thought it is a problem, but the same problem became a solution. So you guys needs to have that kind of mindset if you want to be creative, right? Don't look at the problem as a problem. Look at other use cases where this problem can it be a solution. Okay, so now we have talked about the attitude. Now I'm going to talk about the ability. Okay, so any questions on the attitude? Attitude is more about having the right mindset. Okay, it's having the open mindset with the curiosity, with the challenging others, and also assuming that the problem can also be a solution, and so on. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about ability. So if you think, the creative people are born genius, right? They are born, they are blessed people. They come up with creative things others can't do. There is nothing like that. There are many people are creative, right? Because they have developed the skill, right? In fact, Abdul Kalam is a classic example. He is not like a born like CV Raman kind of those kind of, but he is a hardworking person, right? Kind of through the he upskilled himself, right? And so it is possible. It's very much possible that you will become a greatest creative person if you start, if you understand the methods and the techniques that are involved, right? Once you practice and master, you will become a creative person. So ability is nothing but, what is the ability? So people say, surrounding creativity, very few works excellence are produced with a single stroke of billions, right? People think that no, Newton and so many other things, people immediately got no the idea. No, they worked no kind of religiously, with so many effort, they kind of come up with the idea. And some ideas come just instant, right? That is also there, but it's not that that is the only way. Creative people work really hard, right? And they improve the ideas and solutions, make gradual alteration and refinement to their work. Okay, so that is what strongly you need to believe. And as part of that, methods and techniques. So because of the time constraint, and also I don't want to too much no share in a single session, I'm going to talk about the methods. There are various methods using which you can develop an idea. Okay, the methods. What is a method? A method is nothing but a settled kind of procedure, usually occur according to a definite, established, logical, systematic plan. It's more of, for example, right, exam, right? How do you prepare? No, you, there is a procedure that you follow, right? So first you write the first mark question, 1 mark, 2 mark. So you will have your own strategy, right? And for example, if you give a cycle for a mechanic, right, he will dismantle and again fix it. But if you see, he will use a procedure, right? If you know the procedure, if you practice, you know, you also can do that. So that is what a method means. Method means a kind of a sequence of steps that needs to be followed one after the other to be able to complete the task. First method is evolution, right? First method is evolution. This is the method of incremental improvement. New ideas stem from other ideas, new solutions from previous ones, right? The new ones slightly improved over the old ones. There are so many evolution that we have seen, right? Even in the, for example, I will, let me first talk about the aluminum foil packaging. So previously, I'm sure people would have used a newspaper for packing foods or different materials, but that doesn't keep the food no, in a hot no, condition, right? It becomes cold, yeah, right? But now aluminum foil you use, there are so many benefits. One of the benefit is it keeps the heat and inside, and so that the food is hot for longer duration, right? So it is a small evolution, right? Initially it would have been different material, people would have thought, okay, instead of this material, why don't we try another material? It's an incremental improvement. So many ideas that we can say evolution. If you see, no, previously we had only auto, we didn't have share auto concept. Previously, no, if somebody take an auto, so till they no get out at no at their place, no one else, no other customer, no, the person will take. But share auto is more of different concept, right? It is more of a evolution, right? So they wanted to try, okay, so what if we allow people? Okay, so evolution, you have so many examples in automobile industry, in food industry. So think about your, so basically what I'm trying to say here is, I think so far you 13 teams have come up with an idea, in the sense you have picked an idea. So try to think, try to explore what all are the different solutions are available today. So by adding any small incremental, can it be a better solution which does not exist today? You don't need to think about completely new solution. Even the solution which is slightly incremental, but the benefit is significant, right? So you will have a better chance of winning, right? Second is synthesis. Synthesis is, with this method, two or more existing ideas are combined into a third. It's a completely new idea. So you need to think about two different scenarios and can I combine these two, right? We had a restaurant and people used to drive cars, right? So many times people have to think, okay, should I stop here and it will take time. Let me move on to the next restaurant. No, they don't stop. But the drive away concept came, right, wherein people can, they don't need to get down, they need to stop their car. That means they have to stop, but they need to get down, right? There is a mechanism through which you can, within 5 minutes or the thing, you can get the food. You can order and get the food. So it's a drive aways are available in so many restaurants, especially on the NH. So this is combining, right? Combining two different things. Okay, if somebody is coming with car, and if there is a need for having food, right? So similarly, you will also see so many combination. So if one of the thing that if I say combining two things. So if you see Swiggy used to only deliver food, so they started, okay, they thought anyway my the people, right? I don't know what they are called, the delivery people, right? Deliver food. So instead of food, can they deliver grocery? Combining two things. So it's a new segment, right? So Swiggy starts delivering Swiggy Instamart. So similarly, if you see the Big Basket started delivering only the grocery, he can also deliver something else. So that is what is synthesis. Synthesis is the same use case. You are adding, you are combining one more, right? Combining two ideas and to generate a new, totally a new way of a solution. So this is another way of thinking. What evolution is, you have an idea, you add some new functionality, and it becomes a new solution. Synthesis is, there are two independent solutions you are combining and you are creating a new solution. And third is revolution, right? Sometimes it's totally different. So one of the example that here if you see, it is killing termites. They used to use pesticides and gases before, right? Before they used to use pesticides and gases. They can't sit, they can't use the apartment. There's so much of allergy, in the air. It's difficult to breathe and all these things, right? Because we have to kill termite. It is we are spreading the pesticides and gases all over the room. But revolutionary thing is, they started using liquid nitrogen, which freeze them to death, right? Or just put them inside the micro oven and bake them. These are some of the things people tried. If you see the totally unrelated solution, it's not incremental, right? It's totally different thinking. But the ultimate purpose needs to be met. That is the only thing. You see, in both the scenarios, killing termites is the end goal. But how we are doing is different. Okay. So in the second scenario, probably it's not harming humans. Okay. So this is what is revolution. So today, nowadays, you see cloud kitchen. Cloud kitchen is so famous, right? So there is no kitchen, right? There is no physical kitchen, physical restaurant. It's only for the mobile app, right? People open, keep some small space, and then they do the cooking, and the kitchen they set up and then prepare the food, and then set up self, right? Open up an account in Swiggy or in other food delivery app, right? So that now your so business is visible to the customer, and then they don't need to know where you are operating from, because the delivery guys will come and pick it up. So it is completely revolutionary. It's not a simple incremental of restaurant, right? Physical restaurant. It's totally a revolution. Okay. So similarly, think about your use case, your problem statement. Evolution, try to think anything, any existing solution can be thought of, right? and synthesis, any existing multiple solution can be combined. So in this case, synthesis is very powerful actually. So it's combining two unrelated. You don't need to think a restaurant business only two restaurant business. You can totally relate maybe some other business, right? Because even Amazon nowadays started delivering something food also, right, in US, right? So it's totally a book delivery they started, and they started delivering. So you see, it is totally different. It is totally unrelated. You can combine. Revolution is totally different. It's completely a different idea. It uproots the existing idea totally. Okay. So this is what is the revolution. And so chat GPT, right, nowadays so famous, people are talking about it, right? The AI is going to replace and all this. It's a revolution, right? It's not an incremental of Google search. It's totally different way of getting the answers, right? Now I'm going to talk about few more methods. Two more method. Reapplication. Look at something old in a new way. For example, a paperclip can be used as a tiny screwdriver, right? So the purpose is totally different. We are keeping the same product or same tool, but using it in a totally different use case. Okay, totally different use case, right? Or paint can be used kind of a glue to prevent screws from loosening in machinery, right? Sometimes they can also paint it, right? So that the screws doesn't loosen. But the purpose of paint is different, right? It gives colors and other things, but it also can be used in this use case. Or dishwashing detergents can be used to remove DNA from bacteria in lab. There are so many cases. Reapplication. One of the famous reapplication that I love, which is Kalam's innovation. So if you remember, right, so he introduced lightweight caliper for polio affected kids. Previously, they used to have it in, I think, steel or kind of thing, which weigh 4 kg. It's difficult for the kids to walk with 4 kg, right? All the time. But from there, he kind of used these kind of lightweight calipers for space, right, for rackets and all, because they need there also you need lightweight, right? So there, when he talked to a doctor, right, when he visited the polio attacked the kind of kids, the doctor, so the new idea came arrived. So it's a reapplied. Instead of applying for the rackets and other space related equipments, they tried for this use case, right? So suddenly, if you see, the weight of the entire similar things came down to 400 grams. So that is what Kalam no the close to his heart. In one of the interview, somebody asked, what is the close to your heart? So he said, this is the close to his heart, right? So here, again the emphasis is more on the reapplication, applying the same product, same material, same tools, same technology in a totally different use case, right? So probably Internet of Things, right? I think for your problem statement, you can think of Internet of Things, how it can be used in farming or for security related. So that is what you guys need to think. Reapplication. So the same product you're using for different purpose, people are using, right? Can that be used somewhere else in one of the 20 use cases that they have given? I think I talked about reapplication, Swiggy delivering groceries and big Basket delivering food. This also, I think it's a kind of reapplication, right? Because the same thing, they are using a different purpose. The last method is changing direction. Okay, so changing direction. So many creative breakthroughs occur when attention is shifted from one angle of the problem to another angle. So this is how you see, previously we go to restaurant and we have food, right? We dine in and we have food, maybe breakfast, lunch, dinner. Or we go to the restaurant and bring the takeaway. We go and maybe one of the person from the family go and get the on the way from the office. Now he will get food for the family. So for there, so the person, we have to go to the customer has to go to the restaurant and perform the task. But now if you see, the change of direction is, what if the restaurant comes to home, right? The person need not to go. So that is when the home delivery concept started coming, right? So previously we use of mobile, so people used to call and they give the address and then the order used to come. So nowadays I think we have online apps, so many things have come in, right? So this is clearly a change of direction. So somebody thought, why customer has to come? Can the food directly be delivered to customer's place? Now recently in last 1 month or few months, I also see some advertisements or some breakthroughs somebody is offering. In fact, the chefs are coming to home. So you just buy the goods, buy the required raw materials and book a chef. So he will come to your home and prepare a fresh food for you, right? So it's far better. If some people are very particular about not buying from restaurant, right? Not even home delivery, right? So they have introduced, some company have introduced chef to home, right? So all these are changing direction, right? So similarly you guys needs to think in your use case, anything can be done by changing the direction. Okay, so these are the 5 methods that I thought will be useful, right? So for your use ideation, right, I'm going to just talk about one related to Kavachi, right? So Kavachi has 20. So I just thought, okay, can I think something? So nowadays many of you would have definitely heard on the Facebook or in the WhatsApp, okay, so somebody is created a fake ID and requesting money as if this person, right? So they create some famous or reliable person in the society. They create a duplicate fake ID with the same profile, same profile pic and name, everything, and they will create friend request. No other person thought, think, no, it's his same friend. So then he will create, after a week or so he will start saying, I need urgently some money, I will return. Small amount they will ask, right? Not a big amount. So they will ask no small amount from many people. So this is a problem statement, right? So if we see that as a problem and no just crib, we can be a normal people. But if you want to be a creative people, you need to see that as an opportunity, right? So what we can do to find, right? Somebody is fishing, somebody is no kind of doing something, right? So how that can be done? So one of the solution approach what I thought is, most of these, if money request comes in the message chat, right, messenger, somebody is requesting money. So what we can do probably is finding when this Facebook account itself was created. Was it just last within a month old? Is it just 1 year old? Sorry, 1 month old? Is it 2 3 weeks old? Is it recently created? Then probably we know, right? That's one of the use case where there could be three or two three accounts, similar accounts. The money, if somebody is requesting money, seeking money in the chat, so probably programmatically we can identify when this account was created. If this was created recently, probably give a warning message or no alert the person, right? So if you, how many of you know that, when you open and when you register a new account in ICC or banking app, within 24 hours you cannot send amount, or within 24 hours you will have only some 10,000 limit will be there. So similarly the same concept I am trying to apply here, right? So this is one thing that came to my mind. I don't know whether it is there or not. So if somebody likes, if somebody have that this thing, probably think about it, right? That's one thing, something that I wanted to tell you. This is more of a maybe reapplying banking what they are doing concept here, or it could be an evaluation, small incremental, adding some additional condition to find out when this account was created. Okay, so that is something, no mechanism using which we can identify whether this particular account are fake or not, suspicious account or not. So similarly, you guys needs to think now. So take your problem statement. I'm really, I got that there are 13 teams working on. So you guys would have picked up a problem statement, right? So take your problem statement, right? You guys would have already thought about some solution, ideation. You guys would have done, but try to see if this method helps you fine tune to make your the solution even more powerful, right? Strong use case. method, try to see anything, can we do evolution from the existing, or can I combine two solution, or can I uh, create a revolutionary solution, is can I reapply the same solution which is available somewhere else to your use case, or can I think of change of direction, can I think of change of direction, right? So write as many options are possible, don't just limit to one solution. If you guys are already have thought about a solution, don't just restrict yourself, freely think about, multiple solution. That is how, you can start thinking, having multiple solution, then evaluate pros and cons and so on. Okay, so I am sure you guys would have seen the ideation website, right? So the website, you guys would have seen there are various use cases. Probably if you guys need any questions or any additional, no, maybe clarification inputs from my side, I will be happy to share, because it's already 40 minutes that we have passed. I don't want to eat up a lot of your time. So I will leave it there. And in case if you have any questions, I will address it there. Okay, so I'm going to quickly cover last slide. So ideation, like a project, ideation also has a life cycle, right? First thing is understanding the problem, right? Understand that the problems are opportunities, right? Problems are opportunities, great opportunities, right? And observe and engage with the affected people or system, right? So every problem, why do you want to solve the problem? Because it is impacting someone, right? Find out who is that someone, talk to them, interview them, understand how it is impacting currently, how their life is impacted, how their work is impacted. So that's why if you see some of it's a female security related, women security related, no, use cases are that. That's why they have enforced that at least one woman should be there, because they are the affected person, or they are the use case person, the customer, right? Your end user, right? Talk to them, interview them, understand the problem from their perspective. Okay, and explore the details closely until you find the pattern. This is where the pattern, when I say explore the details closely using the evolution, revolution, changing direction, those methods, to find is there any pattern, right? Figure out a solution, figure out solutions until you find a feasible, usable, affordable, practical solution. Because here is where you are thinking whether how practical it is it cost effective, right? So is it really feasible or not? We cannot just throw a solution which is totally not possible. For example, if the solution has to work, somebody has to go to moon, or somebody has to go to Mars. That's not a feasible solution, right? So the solution has to be feasible, doable, and usable, right? Usable, it should be affordable, and it should be practical, right? Better than the existing one. And you guys, I think, once if you are selected, what they have mentioned in the Kavachi is, you guys, we have to, if the idea is good, you need to prototype, you need to validate, make it as a product, work with those people. It's a great opportunity, actually. It's a great opportunity to take your idea to the next level by working with the industry people. So it's not, I don't take this Kavachi very lightly, because I see a lot of IPS people, a lot of great society leaders are part of the kind of project, right? They will be, you will get opportunity to work with high society people, critical people, right? So who has better understanding of the problem. And finally, you need to collaborate with the industry to implement this as a solution. Maybe once your product is really good, some company will look forward to make it as a product. They might offer you as a great job. They might offer you as a your idea or your prototype become a product, right? So it's a great opportunity. Believe me, Facebook was a college project. Facebook, the entire product, if we see how big is the company, was just started as a college project. Okay, so it has the potential. Even if you can't do it just for another 2-3 days, start investing time and start practicing these ideation methods, so that now you become a great creative person, right? That